What is going on, Glitcher Gang? It is your boy Glitcher Bro 23 here, back with another original Tupac track reaction. This time we got the original version of Everything They Owe. Don't even know what track or what album this track's originally from, to be 100% honest with y'all. Tupac got such a huge discography that's released and unreleased, so I don't know at this point. I probably heard the album version of this track before, considering that maybe there's like 2 or 3 Tupac albums left that I have to listen to, you know what I mean? But as always, man, if you guys want to see more reactions or even reviews to Tupac, aka Machiavelli, or even his with or without his outlaw buddies, y'all know what to do by this point, man. Hit that like button if you enjoy, subscribe to the channel for new, comment what you want to see next, share your thoughts and opinions about the track, my reaction to it by the end of the video. As always, if you guys want to see me react to requests sooner than later, make sure you fill out the reaction request form. It's always down below in the description. But, got a pretty short track. I ain't going to waste y'all's time with this. It's been a while since we've done a Tupac reaction, so I'm very excited about this. Let's get into it. Shout out Machiavelli, rest in peace to go. As y'all can see, we represented Tupac all the way. We got the All Eyes on Me album back there, and up there at the top, we got, I don't know what kind of art picture frame, but that was up there at the top was a gift from my aunt for Christmas, and it is of Tupac. And then obviously we have the Tupac poster over here that used to be in the background of videos. Enough of that. Let's get into this.
Imagine if we could go back. Actually talk to the motherfuckers that put us first motherfuckers. Excuse me. Look, we back for everything you owe, no longer oppressed. Cause now we overthrow those that placed us in this rotten mess. Now let's agree on strategy and pick our enemies by who stands accused of the abuse, my own kind of why. Parting, not disregarding what you thinking, but you must abandon shit. Cause once I rip your whole shit is sinking. Supreme ideology, you claim the whole, claiming that we all drug dealers with empty souls that used to take.
Ooh, you claiming we all drug dealers with empty souls? Hold up. This sounds like, just from the production, it sounds like something you would hear on Tupacalypse Now, but the way he's rapping, obviously this was something recorded during the All Eyes on when he was signed to Death Row. This is definitely one of those tracks. Like, you could just hear it in his voice. This is one of those tracks. I think most of these unreleased or original tracks are from you know, when he signed to Death Row, because I could imagine that he recorded a lot, and I mean a lot of tracks, to put out as many albums as they did, and there still be a lot in the vault.
Our enemies by who stands accused of the abuse, my own kind of why. Parting, not disregarding what you thinking, but you must abandon shit. Cause once I rip your whole shit is sinking. Supreme ideology, you claim the whole, claiming that we all drug dealers with empty souls that used to take me to roll, committed violence in the midst of an active war. Witnesses left silent to shatter, black talent style.
I don't think there's a single reaction I've done today where one of my parents haven't came through and just burst through my door. Like, they really need a knock.
Supreme ideology, you claim the whole, claiming that we all drug dealers with empty souls that used to take me to roll, committed violence in the midst of an active war. Witnesses left silent to shatter, black talent style thoughts I throw. It remains in your brain, then of course it grows. Maybe even your babies can produce and rise. Picture a life where black babies can survive, past 5, but we must have hope. Quoting the reverend from the pulpit review.
Picture your babies. Hold up. How did he word that?
Of course it grows. Maybe even your babies can produce and rise. Picture a life where black babies can survive past 5, but we
picture a life where black babies can survive past 5, and they produce and grow. You know what I mean? Like, that he said that like similar ways multiple times, but I think that's honestly one of the most unique ways he's ever said like that type of line, you know, where he's like how like the future rests within the hands of the next generation of black babies. You know what I mean? Like, he's definitely said something similar to that, like on Keep Your Head Up for sure. But that was definitely a very unique way of him twisting that line.
Of course it grows, maybe even your babies can produce and rise. Picture a life where black babies can survive past 5, but we must have hope. Quoting the reverend from the pulpit, refuse to turn the other cheek. We must defeat the evil culprit. Lace me with words of destruction and I'll explode, but supply me with the will to survive and watch the world grow. This ain't no talking about problems, I bring solutions with the restitution stipulated through the Constitution. You violated, now I'm back to haunt your nights. Listen to the screams of the lives you sacrifice. And in case you don't know, ghetto born black seeds still grow. We coming back for everything you owe.
That was a pretty solid.
Mr. Shakur, how do you plead? How do I plead? Yes, sir. How do you plead? You know how I plead.
Okay, so I remember that like certain skit right there is from Until the End of Time. This track is on the album version is on the Until the End of Time album, because I remember hearing that skit during that album. That was a really solid verse from Pac though. Like, some of these OG versions like pretty much are copy and paste like verses like with a different beat, but I don't think that verse is on the album version of this track. You know, and the production is very much like a very nostalgic type of sound for Pac, because like I said, it reminds me of like Tupacalypse Now, because it's kind of like rough in a way, but in an interesting way. You know what I mean? It's not as rough as Tupacalypse Now, but it definitely gives me like Tupacalypse Now type of vibes as far as production wise.
How do you plead, Mr. Shakur? How do you plead? How do I plead? Yes, sir. How do you plead? You know how I plead. Come on! Not guilty on the grounds of insanity. It was them or me, busting in my innocent family. Say they looking for keys. I was home alone, blind to the prelude, busting, talking about where's the Quaaludes? What you say, fool? Where in the hell is the search warrant? No feedback is what he uttered before he screamed, nigga, motherfucker. Drop me to my knees, I proceed to bleed, suffering the rain of blows to my hands and knees. Will I survive? Is God watching? I'll grab his bat and bust in self-defense, my only option. God damn. Now they got me going to the county jail, and my family can't.
I think this verse is from the album version. I think this verse actually made the final cut of the original track. But that, like, the first verse, I don't think is on the album version of this track. This second verse, like, I remember everything he's saying right here. And Tupacalypse, or Until the End of Time, was the only Tupac album I heard last year. The new Tupac album I listened to last year. And it's finally like, why y'all guys have been suggesting me the OG version of the track, or the Johnny J cuts of these tracks. It finally makes sense after hearing that album for sure. Where I think his influence was, or his production on that was 0 to none, really.
To my knees, I proceed to bleed, suffering the rain of
if
blows
he even
to my
produced
hands
any
and
tracks
knees.
on
Will I
Until the End of
survive?
Time.
Is God watching? I'll grab his bat and bust in self-defense, my only option. God damn. Now they got me going to the county jail, and my family can't pay this outrageous bail. Try to offer me a deal. They told me if I swear, move me and my people to a mansion in Brazil, not me. So this is how it ends, no friends. I'll be stressed and they just repossess my bench. Told the judge it was self-defense, but he won't listen. So I'm bumping this in federal prison, giving everything I owe.
Let me check real quick before we end this video. I think this track is originally on Until the End of Time. So let me check real quick before we call it. I was right. I'm looking at the track list right now, and Everything They Owe is right before one of my favorite Tupac tracks of all time, and that's the title track, Until the End of Time. So, at least I was right about that. I didn't want to just assume because it was the same, like, picture of Pac from the album cover that it was from Until the End of Time. Because I think most of the quote-unquote original versions of tracks that you find on YouTube use this same, like, picture of Pac. You know what I mean? So, but But that wasn't bad. That first verse, I really don't think is part of the original, like, or the album version of this track. You know what I mean? But I definitely remember that skit. I definitely remember the second verse being part of the album version of that track. So that wasn't bad though. It was definitely nice. Like it was, the production wasn't mind blowing, but it definitely gave me like Tupacalypse Now type of vibes, and definitely I think what I would have preferred instead of kind of the boring and almost flavorless production that was present throughout the entire Until the End of Time album, except for a few hits like Happy Home 2, Until the End of Time. There was a few tracks I liked from that album, but for the most part, it's kind of a hard listen. You know what I mean? Like, not because I think Pac was like falling off or anything, but because of whoever was in charge of that album really didn't like produce it or mix it well. You know, like it's just very different when Pac doesn't have a say in his own work. You know what I mean? So that wasn't bad. It was nice to hear the original version of a track that I think I enjoy, or not enjoy, but I definitely listen to. It's not one of my. I don't hate that track on the album, but it's definitely nice to hear like a nostalgia type of vibe to this version of the track. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about that though in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, man, if you guys enjoyed and want to see more reactions to Tupac or even reviews, y'all know what to do by this point. Hit that like button if you enjoy, subscribe to the channel for new, comment what you want to see next, share your thoughts and opinions about the track and my reaction to it. As always, if you guys want to see me react to requests sooner or later, the link down below in the description. If you look down below in the description, there will be a reaction request form. You just fill that out, make the bare minimum donation, and I will react to your requests as soon as possible. Other than that, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one.